We here.
That beat always get me.
Right.
Yes, people. This is the dopest podcast in the DMV, the HL podcast. This is our HL Tuesdays, our HL Sports Edition. As
Yeah.
you can see, courtesy of Visions That Transcend,
Yeah.
we are presented to you all by the Harris Firm and Willpower Innovations. I am Brock. That is your boy Chief.
In the building, but on live.
Facts. We are live right now on the StreamYard platform. Thank you, StreamYard. People, please check out our latest episodes and interviews on our YouTube channel and all major podcast platforms. All right, just search HL Podcast and we'll pop right up. All right.
Facts.
Also, please follow us. Facts. Hey, and right here.
Right.
Please follow us on IG, TikTok, and Facebook at the HL Podcast. We are now available on the Roku platform and Apple TV on the Politicking app, courtesy of our partnership with Politicking Broadcasting. Shout out to all our people out there in LA. Please download the Politicking app right now. All right. And lastly, the 5th issue of the HL magazine is available right now. Okay, on the HL Magazine IG page. All right, check out all our previous issues as well, 1 through 4. But our 5th one that we just dropped a couple weeks ago is on there right now. We got probably number 6 coming right before Christmas time. All right, so great show for you today. This is again our fourth episode of the HL Sports, where we get into the nitty gritty about specific sports topics. All right, of course, a little similar to the podcast. Of course, we got it on this date. We got our hottest topics in sports right now. All right, we added something to the mix. All right, our HL's high level player of the week. All right, y'all like that spin? All right. Our top 5. Of course, we gotta do a top 5 for sports. And then we're going to end the show. So,
bro, I just noticed that. Even though I looked at that, the high level, the HL, I just noticed that. I'm not even gonna lie. Hey. That's tough.
Hey, I was thinking what type of and our player of the week was definitely inspiration by that. After that crazy, but we'll get into that. Yeah. You already know. So, on this date in history, today is November 17th, 2020. But on November 17th in 1945, Elvin Ernest Haynes was born. Okay, for people who don't know, the Big E. All right, retired professional basketball player, inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. He was part of DMV's own NBA championship with the Washington Bullets back then. In 1978, they had that crazy 7-game series with the Sonics. I think the Bullets won the first one, and the Sonics came back and won the next one. So, their little rivalry back then. But Elvin Haynes, again, born on this date in 1945. He went to Houston as his alma mater. A lot of great talent came out of that university. Akeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, and so on. All right, he was drafted. Yes, he was drafted number one overall in the 1968 draft. Okay, selected.
I did not know that.
The San Diego Rockets back then. The San Diego Rockets. Okay,
San Diego Rockets,
now known as your team, or the Houston Rockets.
What my boy was playing on, wherever he go, I follow.
Hey, that's why I was about to say, your team for now. But
but Westbrook out of there very, very soon. So I ain't worried about it.
He ain't got no choice. Yeah, but Elvin Haynes, 12-time All-Star, 3-time first-team All-NBA. Again, just a Hall of Famer. One of his his jersey is retired in Houston, number 44, but his jersey is also retired by the Wizards, hanging up in the Capital One arena, number 11. So, just a great talent in his own right. He is still blessed to be on this earth with us at age 74 right now. So we just have to say happy birthday and salute, to, one of the greatest of all time. You're in the Hall of Fame. You win a championship. You got some first team All NBAs on your belt. You're drafted number 1, 12-time All-Star. You're one of the greatest of all time. All right.
Your jersey is retired in 2 different arenas with 2 different numbers. The only person other I could think of that is Jordan. His numbers retired in Miami and in Chicago, right? Is it Miami is hanging there? So it's like, who else number is hanging in another stadium right now other than this? I mean, 44 and 11? You got 2 different numbers hanging in the Raptors, man. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, man. This man actually went into the Hall of Fame in 1990, the year that we were born.
Oh, that's what's up. That makes sense. Greatness.
Again, what we talking about, everything just aligns, man. That just aligns. But again, one of the greatest Washington, Bullets, Wizards players of all time as well. Again, just obviously we didn't get to see him play, but just by his resume, you could tell that this man was a great talent. So salute King Elvin Ernest Haynes, again born on this date in 1945. All right. So people, once again, it's the HL Sports edition of the HL podcast. Dopest podcast in the DMV.
Yes,
all right. For everybody who don't know, we do this. All right. We switch it up. I know everybody's used to, us doing interviews, and we got interviews coming up on December 12th with our boy J Rob live in studio. Shout out to J Rob.
J Rob.
Incredible. All right. But as we get into our hot topics in sports right now. All right. So, Chief, as you know, start of free agency just begun. We had some crazy moves already happen. All right. Just real quick, we got CP3 now teaming up with Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a young DeAndre Ayton down there, so that's going to be crazy. All right.
Facts.
Drew Holiday just went north up to Milwaukee. Right. I
said he did. He did.
Yep. So real quick, out of those 2 moves, which one is most significant to you right now?
I like the Drew Holiday one because it seems like management is trying to put pieces around Giannis to make him stay. Now, is he going to stay? We still don't know yet. But I like Drew Holiday and Giannis, and I think they got the young boy from the Kings, Bogdan, who he was cold. They still got what's his name, the Lopez brother. Yep. So they're a tough team for the East. You get what I'm saying? So adding Drew Holiday, who's going back to the East now, is tough because I love his game. He a smooth point guard, big guard. I think he's 6'4". So that's a tough move. So I like that one. Chris Paul going to the Suns. I mean, I don't know too much about that one because it's tough. He did revive OKC, but can he do that with Phoenix?
Right.
I feel like that's Devin Booker's team, so he kind of needed not a guard. He probably needed like a small forward or something like that. But who knows? It might work out. But those 2 moves right there, I'm going Milwaukee.
Yeah, definitely. Drew Holiday is very underrated.
Facts.
Very underrated. And I don't know with CP3. I mean, he's getting older. Obviously, it's going to be a mentorship type thing with that young group.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, but I mean, they to go from nobody thought the Thunder were going to be anything. Like they're CP3 is going to probably either ask out or they're going to rebound.
Right.
And they were in contention. I think they were the 6 or 7 seed,
and they still was crushing.
Right. So, to go from that's why to now you're teaming up with a young Devin Booker,
who is very cold.
I think the closest anybody's gotten to Kobe since '81, I believe. That was that. So that backcourt, that's gonna be lethal. Comparing them to other backcourts, it's a top 10. Just on paper, we'll see how they mesh together. But for what Chris Paul did with Oklahoma City, and he didn't have a Devin Booker,
Right.
You know, that's gonna be
That's
crazy.
true. That's true. I like to point out too, all these picks that OKC got. Now we all know that OKC to me and their management is one of the toughest out there. Oh yeah, not to mention they got Westbrook, KD, and James Harden, just to throw that out there. Serge Ibaka, just to throw that out there. So they know how to draft. So they're playing the draft game once again. Don't forget they got them draft picks last year with PG. So the 2020 draft, they got number 25, number 28, and 53 off top. 2021, they got their own first rounder. They're going to get the Heat's first rounder, the Rockets' first rounder, and then their own second round. That's 2021. In 2 years, they about to have a stacked mob. Bro,
that's crazy.
I ain't even get to 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. They are stacked all the way up to 2026 with at least 4 picks from other teams.
Wow. That's like Wu-Tang Clan, right? Like you got 9 dudes that can just spit, right? And all of them get their own solo.
Oh my God.
That's some cartel shit right there, Oklahoma City.
They playing the long game. They've been playing chess, man. They've been playing chess.
Facts. So one of your guys while he was on Houston, James Harden.
Yeah.
Mr. Clutch in the regular season, as far as I'm concerned. Playoffs, we all know who knows what happens, but it doesn't happen in the playoffs, right? So obviously he's feeling like, look, we made all these moves in Houston. D'Antoni, you made all these moves. You got rid of our big men, and then it was really the end of D'Antoni, in Houston anyway this past season. All right. We all, I understand that's your team, but to make that work would be tough. All right.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much, the game has evolved to, with Steph Curry and the big man being a shooter. Dirk Nowitzki kind of started that. Now it's Porzingis, and now it's a whole bunch of guys. Yeah. You still need a solid big man, as the Lakers just showed us.
They got 2.
And Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee.
Oh no, they got 3. Yeah.
And Morris down. Like they,
Oh yeah, they got 4. You're right.
They showed us like, no, you still need big men. Rebounding is still essential.
Yes.
And so now Houston's about to obviously blow it up. But he's being recruited by not, Miami, with Jimmy Butler, or, not come up here to Minnesota and team up with D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns, not maybe Denver or Utah even.
Right.
No. Oh no. He's being recruited by Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant to come to Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah, Kyrie better stop playing because they might package a deal and his ass going to Houston. Like, he better stop playing.
So we'll get to that in a second. I want to get to Kevin Durant, everybody's favorite basketball player. Okay. We've acknowledged Kevin Durant is cold.
The coldest player.
Cold.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Everybody's talking about, obviously LeBron is his biggest competition. Mind you, he's 5 years, I think, younger than LeBron. So still, he has the youth over LeBron, not to mention the height and the ability to shoot. All right. Yeah. But what everybody seems to leave out, and people want to make their own arguments, organizations, the Golden State Warriors pulled it off. Don't be mad at them and da-da-da-da-da. You still had to go to Golden State to beat LeBron. Okay. And Golden State, they needed you to beat LeBron.
They did. They did.
So, you had all the talk went between him and Draymond and all of that. And he decides to leave, right? Like, I need to leave that alone. Obviously, he knows people are going to take that away from him, that you teamed up. Period.
That's why he went to Brooklyn.
Right. So it doesn't make any sense why you would want James Harden. It makes sense in as far as basketball. You bring in James Harden, y'all most likely beating LeBron and AD, depending on who they can possibly add. I would say actually, but we'll get to that. But I don't understand this dude.
Yeah.
If you want to be over, why can't you and Kyrie, or like you pointed to earlier, Brooklyn sends Kyrie to Houston. Okay, now you and James Harden. Why can't y'all just go straight up against LeBron and AD, or straight up against Curry and Thompson? Because it's either going to be the Lakers or the Warriors out the West. I'm not even hearing Clipper talk, unless they get Westbrook, and if that could work. But
yeah,
Warriors are. Please explain that to me. Like I don't understand, because you ball, right? You're a hooper. I am too, but not on that level. But it's the hookah people. But listen, so explain that. Like I don't get it. Why does he feel like he can't just go one up on I mean, straight up mano a mano?
That's a great question, because out here where he from, I play not too long or far from where KD from all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's like I don't really see that at the gym, the team up kind of thing. We bring the team. We bring the 5 already, and it ain't 20 all-stars. It's all men that can do what they could do.
Facts.
When they can do it. Facts. It's not beat them, join them.
Facts.
That's not the mentality, right? And once again, KD is one of my favorite players. He is a cold hooper. I love his shoes, by the way. He's a cold hooper, but the moves that he makes, to me, are questionable as a hooper. Right. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know, is this play to get James Harden because organization, like past KD, know that Kyrie is kind of injury prone, or they know that KD is injury prone. We don't know, but to take away from what we just had, to then come back to the Monstars is like, all I could think is money move. All I could think is New York needed a little money right now. In a championship right now, which is tough. But see, what I think about is when LeBron stepped on that floor, when we talked about this before, they understand that LeBron himself is 5 people. Okay, so now they gotta double up that jump right there, bring in everybody you want. That's what Golden State did. I don't know. They had the unanimous MVP. They had gold medalists on the mob. They just won. They just beat the Bulls record. So they know they did the same thing. So it's like they know when LeBron step on the floor, it's over with. He's 20 people. So they got to stack it up against him. But if you want to talk competition, to me it's hard to explain, because I'm competition. I understand competition. And stacking the mob is tough. Yeah. It's tough. It's hard to say that I'm a winner when the mob is stacked.
Facts.
I don't really understand that either.
I just want people to stop ignoring the fact that this dude is everywhere he goes now. He's building super teams. Like it's getting kind of corny. Like
it's the friend thing. They like the friend thing right now. I guess I don't know.
Nah, it's the obsession with beating LeBron in every competitive capacity. Again, not to call him out, but LeBron gets a media platform. Durant gets a media platform. LeBron does his big 3 in Miami. Oh, okay. Well, I'll one up you and do a big 4 in Golden State.
Right.
I'm just not feeling it. I hope Houston is Houston. Look at what, like Chief alluded to, Oklahoma City. Look at New Orleans as well. New Orleans is another squad that's in that same type of position. Do not give up James Harden and not get some type of significant piece in return. And that would ultimately be Kyrie Irving. You have to try to get him in return.
Yeah.
I understand this man don't have no trade clause, all that. You know, he's trying to do. You don't have to budge as a organization. You don't. You don't. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think they push too quick because they understand if it goes too long that they may not get nothing. You know, like I don't know how many years he has left, but let's say this is like his last year. They get to the end of his contract, then he just leaves. Then they get nothing anyway. So I think they try to go so quick. I think it was the same with KD. I think they waited too long and really didn't get much. So it was like they try to get him up out of there. But if you're gonna trade him to Brooklyn management in Houston, like you said, get something back. If you got to take their whole mob and leave them with just 3 people and take all their picks, do something. Swap a star for a star. Just don't give them up for cash considerations.
Facts.
Don't send them somewhere where you potentially later on can see them, and then you lose to them because you didn't get nothing back. So it's like kind of swap. See what you got. See if KD, Kyrie, and James Harden can play together. To me, you can only play with one basketball. So if they can implement 3 basketballs, then that's a go. It's going to be tough to see all 3 of them. It's tough for me with KD and Kyrie. You add James Harden, Kyrie, and KD to the mix. OKC worked out because James Harden came off the bench. So is James Harden coming off the bench in Brooklyn? I think not.
And I like
tough.
And I like if it's Harden and Durant.
Okay, I do like Harden and Durant. I do like Harden and Durant.
LeBron, AD, let's go. You know, Steph and Clay, let's go.
You know, like, CJ McCollum, Dame, let's go.
Let's go. I like that. You know what I'm saying? But all 3, that's just going. So with the Lakers, right? They traded for your boy Schroeder. I hope I'm saying his name right.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, I love his game. He is cold.
They said Danny Green, you know, we could have ended this in 5, but you missed the 3, so you got to go.
That's so messed up.
That's pretty much what it was. Like, that's pretty much what it was.
That's messed up. Did he go with the trade? Is he gone?
Yeah, it was Danny Green.
Yeah,
I think it was Danny Green in the pick.
Yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
Right.
Dang.
So, with the Lakers, right? They're the champs. It's LeBron and AD's world, specifically AD, because you know he's younger. He's gonna be the guy, right? And LeBron has alluded to, even though LeBron's just gonna be LeBron because that's it. It's just a triple double just pours out of him, like he can't help it, right?
Facts.
But it's really gearing towards AD.
Yeah.
Right. So, what else? You know, as we see, teams are trying to, you know, build Monstar squads. What else do the Lakers need to do if it's just going to be LeBron and AD? What else can they do? And who specifically do they need to keep and potentially add?
Well, like we talked about earlier, all 4 of their big men, I think all 4 of them are ending up either on the free agent list or done soon. Yeah. So make sure you capitalize on them. Like you said, you know, somebody got to rebound. There's a lot of threes going up. That's what's wrong with Houston. A lot of threes, nobody rebounded. Right. Lakers won because they won the boards. They have Dwight, JaVale, Morris, and who else you name? AD.
Yeah.
So make sure AD, we already know he coming back. Make sure you capitalize on them 3. Get your big man. All right. We already know LeBron is still there. You got your young boy and Dennis Schroeder. Keep adding your young boys. Obviously, keep Kuz. You get what I'm saying? Maybe bring your Quinn Cook back. Just bring in some more youth, you know, that can play them extra games when like LeBron or AD can't play. You know, maybe bring in Serge. I think Serge is up. What I write down? Yeah, Serge has a contract up. Derrick Rose. Yes, bring in Serge, another big man. He'll run the floor with you. Kind of add the youth in there. Maybe bring in Derrick Rose, which we talked about before. Yeah. Bring in some speed, you know. But I think they're on the right track. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that big time player right now. Obviously, Devin Booker is staying.
Yeah.
It looks like Bradley Beal might be staying, so they might not be able to capitalize on that. But get that youth like they've been doing. Probably get Serge that I like, and then keep moving forward.
Yeah. I like Surge. I like Surge. Even if you can only keep two of your big men, but then you can add Serge.
Serge, yeah,
So if I think JaVale will probably stay.
yeah,
Um, I think Morris. I think both of those brothers. One plays with the Clippers, one plays with the Lakers. I think
yeah.
now they're kind of settled in LA, so they probably gonna try to re up.
I think so too.
The White might go.
For the money.
Kuz would be your trade piece. Cruz, Kyle Kuzma, he's pretty much what you have to trade of some value at this point.
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah. So if
Who you get for him then?
Yeah, well, I would say you need to add a shooter. Right now, JJ Redick is, I think, a free agent.
Yeah.
Try to get somebody like him. I say definitely keep Avery Bradley.
Facts.
He didn't play. He held out, so he's fresh. Right now. I don't know if you're gonna keep Rondo. I would say keep him, but I don't know.
I think he's out of here. They got Dennis Schroeder. I think he's gone.
Facts. So, Caruso, I say keep.
Definitely.
You got Schroeder now. But yeah, you definitely need to add a shooter or another wingman. Somebody who can play both, like how, and who can defend, like a Iguodala type of player, or Andre Roberson type of player,
like Jay Crowder, that kind of player.
Okay.
All right, so
I wish they could get somebody like a Kelly Oubre.
He's gone. He's going to
I know, but hey, for Kuz.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe. But
go ahead. Looking at the shooters, is not Jordan Clarkson. He tough. They don't really have, so they will. You're right. They will have to utilize Kuz as a sign and trade or trade for value because there's not too many on the list that I would consider a shooter. Jay Crowder is on there who can play defense and can shoot. Montrez, I forgot about Montrez. Clippers better watch out because if the Lakers get him, it's over with. But yeah, it's not many shooters on here, so yeah, they will have to probably trade other than JJ Redick.
If Montrez is available, Michael Jordan, if you're listening, he said he wants your boy Westbrook. If somehow you can get Montrez and Westbrook in Charlotte,
whoa, I might have to go down there and watch that game, man. After everything open up.
Hey, it's only 6 hours with what we doing. I guess up the pacing.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, I mean, that would, like team. I don't know. We should be GMs. I don't know why teams. Maybe they do think of this, but obviously, as money moves involved in cap and all that, who's signed and who's unrestricted and but I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one. I don't know if you feel this way too, but I just have this belief that it should be a lot easier than this. With putting, getting players that you need and putting teams together and they be equal and fair. I don't get why, it drags and free agency has to be like this whole month process and and where players should fit. Like, honestly, James Harden fits, in my opinion, better on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a big three.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Do you feel that way too, or am I?
Yeah, I feel like it all, like, even when you play 2K and you make trades, you could do it faster than they do it now. It just feels like everything is a TV show.
Right.
Everything is simulated. Everything is for the most value. I feel like some dudes probably already traded right now. We just don't hear it until peak hours.
Fact.
You get what I'm saying? It all just seems like simulated, and
Fact.
that's why sometimes I think up and down about basketball. Like, is it real? Are they really out there hooping? Are they really winning these games? Then they keep putting out all these bets plus 6.5 and all that. So they know about all this. So are we really winning these games? I mean, we could go into this for hours, but I do feel like it should be easier too. Because say you get on 2K, you can match the players, they give you red or green. You're like, oh, all I gotta do is give more cash, and now it's green. I just did that in 5 minutes. So I don't know.
Facts. Yeah. Well, speaking of the NBA players, right? So in the bubble, before the bubble, obviously, and still now, there is social, racial injustices happening. Obviously, again, with the murders that the police departments and the racist police officers and bigoted police officers are committing around the country. That's still happening, right? But obviously, with the players returning, NBA, WNBA, all other sports returning about 2 months ago now, 2 or 3 months ago now, there was a lot of, protests and wearing the shirts and putting it on, the back of the jersey or in front of the jersey. But now that the season's ended and we've crowned the Lakers, the Seattle Storm as champions, the Dodgers in baseball as champions, 3 champions, in 1 month, okay? All of that talk has seemed to cease. Why?
It's what I feared. Is what we actually talked about. Is what we as a people, of course, me and you and others who actually sit and look past the basketball aspect of it or the football, baseball aspect, and understand that once they go inside the bubble, it's now a mentality game. It's all about mental. So then once they finally get out of that, they were deployed in Florida. They deployed like they were in the military. So what do you do when you come home from the military? You're gonna go sit in your crib and you're gonna chill. Not to mention you got other forces that's playing in it that's making the season coming next month.
Right.
So you don't even have time to chill and then build up, get your mind right to then go out to speak to these folks about all of this stuff. Because now you got to get your mind right for what in a month? You get what I'm saying? So it's all a game that they've been playing that like out of nowhere, y'all want the season to start December 22nd in the midst of all of this. So I'm not gonna say it's what I feared, but it's what God kind of put on me that I saw. You kind of see this brewing, and it's just sad. It's sad that they still know how to capture our mind share, drain our soldiers, and then put them back into deployment a month later. So they can't speak, so they can't talk, they can't do none of that. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Like it was to be expected. But you would hope that we would get the unexpected, right? But unfortunately, we didn't, and again, and players, you don't know what players are doing all the time. We don't know if they're teaming up with Black Lives Matter or other organizations. Obviously, a lot of players get back to their communities, have their own foundations and organizations, and that's always applauded, right? But it's just the simple fact that you don't see a lot of players, go on a CNN, go on a Fox News, go on a MSNBC, even though, there's all propaganda there. Those are the major news platforms. And if you're especially a top level athlete, or caliber of athlete, we can't as of now, we can't go on. You and I couldn't go on those platforms because we're not in those rooms. But as $1 million athletes, you are in those rooms all the time, or you at least know that person. Yep. Not a person that knows somebody that knows somebody. You know that person.
Yeah, you got the invite, bro. Facts. Like your name is on it.
Facts. You know, y'all could be at the birthday parties, the celebrity birthday parties, this and that. Where's the gatherings to talk about how we're gonna handle, now that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is in office, and how, there apparently during the bubble there was, players were going to leave, and obviously the Bucks started the trend, and we were looking for demands and this and that. Okay, so again, top level athletes, and not just in the NBA, right? Across the board, right? NFL, Major League Baseball. Obviously, we're not gonna get that in hockey, but that's just where we're at.
That's pure facts.
But all these other major platforms with all these athletes making millions of dollars. And again, you don't have to be political. You don't have to be political. But you can speak on specifically what's happening to your people, the people that come and support, the people that come and buy the jerseys, the fans that fill up the arenas when they reopen them, okay? Or in NFL, they have people in their arenas.
Yeah.
Again, you would just hope to see the unexpected.
Yeah.
With players just speaking out more and getting the word out more, being on those platforms, and being on a Breakfast Club, or you see Jemele Hill and Carrie Champion on Vice, speaking about these issues.
Yeah.
That's dope. And they come, they're sports writers and so they come from that background within sports. But getting athletes on those type of platforms and talking about it, I think that's what we're missing right now. And that's kind of what people need to see, because especially the youth, because a lot of the youth inspire to be a LeBron, to be a Steph, to be a
James Harden, Westbrook, Kawhi, all of the above. AD, come on now.
I'm thinking, I'm trying to throw in some NFL athletes. So Russell
Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes,
Russell Wilson,
yep.
Andre Donald, all those different type of players. So again, it was to be expected, but you would just hope to see the unexpected.
Facts, and of course, not for nothing, like you already spoke on. My mom always tell me, when you do something, keep it silent until it make noise by itself. So it's like I understand that, but like that's why I hope we use the bubble to, do that silent stuff, so it's making noise now, because not for nothing. Again, God shows a way of popping. He pop up on us too at times. Give us the word, get it, discipline us real quick, and walk away and see what we do. You're absolutely right. I haven't gotten that pop up. Give us the word, talk to us, tell us everything good, and then see what we do with that. I'm not asking every night, bang, bang, bang. But if you believe in God, he pop up on you, then he pop on back and see what you're going to do. Where is that at? And I always think of how more dangerous we are than they are, because they got strings. Okay? We don't know what's in them contracts.
True.
It's making even the top players not say anything right now, where they can't control us, and that's what make us dangerous, which what happens later on when we get too dangerous. So it's like that's why I'm glad God has made people like us to speak for them if they can't speak. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I got you. Again, people, it's the dopest podcast in the DMV, the HL podcast. We are available on all major podcast platforms, and now, courtesy of our partnership with Politicking Broadcasting, download the Politicking app and view us on the Roku platform and Apple TV right now. Okay.
Yep.
Our high level, high level.
Woo!
Right? Crazy, right? I was like, yeah, that's gonna get him. That's gonna
That's
get.
tough.
I was hoping
tough.
to get you with that one. I was hoping.
Yeah, I
to get
looked at it and didn't even notice it until you brought it up. So that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, man. Our high level player of the week. All right, now, Chief, you posted him on your EEM network. The catch was absolutely insane. So, just real quick, to take you before I name this person, to take you through the scene real quick. It is the Buffalo Bills and Arizona Cardinals.
Football teams, by the way.
Yes, NFL. Buffalo, Stephon Diggs goes down, scores, I think with 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a wrap. But in the NFL, if you got a quarterback with an arm, like 5'9" Kyler Murray with
AKA Russell Wilson.
Arm, right. Facts. 1B, Russell, facts.
Come on, man.
Facts. When you got a player with that type of arm, anything is possible. But when you also have a receiver like DeAndre Hopkins,
mama, there goes that man,
who is our high-level player of the week, make a catch. Moss, 3 dudes in the end zone. Okay.
Score.
Was it 4? Was it 4?
I said score. It was a score. But yeah, it was 3 guys. Yep.
Right. Facts. The game winner with 2 seconds left on game is a wrap. This man, reason why he's the high level player of the week. He's been one of the top receivers in the game.
Yeah, one of my favorite receivers.
Facts. Very humble.
Yeah.
He, Chief, you can absolutely appreciate this. He just wants to go out there and hoop. Just give me the ball. I got this. All right. I'm a catch it wherever, whenever, just throw it up. I got this. So again, I know you shouting out, so I want to give you the floor to talk about your guy, DeAndre Hopkins. Man.
That's definitely my guy. I was excited when he went to go play with the young boy Kyler because I wanted to see, because they talked about Kyler too much, and he does remind me a lot about Russell Wilson, who's your guy. I like him too. Yeah. So, and just to see him move and run, I said, yeah, that's the second coming of Russell Wilson, man. That dude is tough. He runs strong. So I was glad that D-Hop went there. And I love his story. Everybody go look up his story. Every time he scores, he gives the football, to his mom. Yes. If she was there, he would have gave that football. Imagine that scene.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So just go look up his story. And to see that, and like you said, he was humble. And this what got me. When they interviewed him, he said, yeah, it was on 3 guys. He said,
right.
It was on 3 guys, but a better catch by eye.
Right. Oh, man.
A humble dude to say that. That's tough because you got to be humble to make a catch like that. And you got to be, people misconstrue what humble is. Though you're humble with yourself, you also are confident. That's what makes you humble. You understand the ins and the outs. You understand your wrongs. So for him to go up and say, I got this, 3 guys, boom, come down. Without question, he catches it. Didn't say better catch by eye. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's catch of the years with an S.
Yes. Right now, yes, man. That is definitely the catch of the year. So again, salute to DeAndre Hopkins from the Arizona Cardinals, who is our high level player of the week.
Better catch by eye, my guy.
Again, people, this is HL Podcast. That's Chief. I'm M-Rock. We about to get into our top 5. So as the NBA season is approaching, we got about a month and a week away from the official start of the NBA season. Right now, and I put up a list of teams. If obviously, if you feel like there's another team, feel free. But excluding the teams that we're probably considering top 5, which would be the Lakers, the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Heat, okay, and then obviously Brooklyn, now that Kyrie and KD is back, just with them two alone. What group of teams are next after that? What rounds out that top 10? But in this case, the second top 5 best teams. All right. So you got a team that, that maybe is not on this list that you want to add?
For for the second top 5?
Yes.
Okay, so I go definitely the top 2 that's gonna start it off. If the Clippers get Westbrook.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that because I do think Kawhi is missing some grit, some hustle, some dog. Somebody that's gonna talk for Kawhi, because I think that's what he's missing.
That was supposed to be Pat.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like you need a Russ for that.
I got you.
Pat, that's my guy too. Shout out to Pat. I like his game too. He is tough, but it's another round, brother. And that's that boy Russ, because he gonna show you too. He gonna talk and give you 20. He gonna give you 30. He might give you 40. So if they get Russ, that's gonna be the number 1 on that round. Okay. And then I like your next one with the Bucks, because I do. Come on, Jrue Holiday is just a tough all around ad for Giannis, and that's if Giannis stays. Now, if Giannis goes to that Heat,
well, they're already
but they're gonna have to move up that list.
Oh, facts. They would be ahead of the Nuggets. If Giannis happens to go, I think Giannis is gonna stay, especially now they made the moves that they did. But that'd be crazy. I also have on here Dallas. Dallas, I think with Lucas Cole, he's just young. Obviously in basketball years he's old because he played overseas. So
he's been playing since he was like 14. Like he's been cold.
Facts. But I think if they can get just some solid pieces to go around, and Porzingis got to stay healthy. Gotta stay healthy. But if they can get some solid pieces, again, they made the playoffs. So it's just about, hey, maybe JJ Redick goes there.
They're missing like 1 or 2. You're right. They're missing 1 or 2. Okay.
A team, our boy Kenny. Shout out to Kenny. I got the Celtics on here as well. How you feeling about the Celtics?
Man, we talked to Kenny, and Kenny, I hope you listening. Y'all need a vet, man. Y'all need a vet. There's some young boys out there. Y'all just need a vet to come in and just talk to them real quick. Like take Iguodala and Jay Crowder out, right? Of the Heat. Jimmy Butler is still cold. Bam is still cold. The vets are for to talk to them and the young boys. You need somebody to come in and talk and play. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Celtics are missing that vet, that mouthpiece vet. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. LaMarcus Aldridge.
And I do like LaMarcus, who he probably should have went there a long time ago, or at least left. So I like that. And then he's going to play. And he's a big man, which they need. So I do like LaMarcus Aldridge trade. But they're missing that vet to kind of glue the young boys in and keep them minded, because you got Kemba, you got Tatum, you got Marcus Smart, he cold. You got all these players.
Brown.
Right. Oh, yeah, Jaylen Brown. I forget that. Like, he's the coldest, too. So, like, they just need that vet now.
My man Daniel from Insecure.
Facts. Brand of encouragement. That's Yaji Kedit. Yo, shout out to y'all. He said Bucks will never be championship elite until he gets a solid jumper. So they talk about Giannis.
Okay.
D Rose on Boston. That's what he said.
Okay, I like that. Shout out to Yaji Kedit.
That's a vet. That's a vet too. So that's tough.
Oh, and also, everybody, Lions Den tomorrow. What time?
That joint is 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern.
Yes, check that out. IG Live.
IG Live, be ready.
Facts. So to finish it up, I got the Jazz. Now Mitchell, he showed us, like he's ready for this.
Yes.
Right. We all know he modeled his game after D Wade, which
look just like him.
It shows, right?
Yes.
And the new kid that they're talking about, possibly going number 1, Anthony Edwards, very similar as well. Yeah. But Mitchell, with Gobert still out there, what do you think about the Jazz?
They're missing another piece, maybe 2. They need to go deeper into their bench.
Okay.
But they're always going to be at the top because that boy Donovan Mitchell. They're going to be in that top 10 because he's just going to bring it. That's D Wade Flash Part 2. You got Gobert who going to block. He's going to be in the defensive other year, defensive player of the year for his whole career. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm glad that they got around their little issues and still was able to play. They are missing those 1 or 2 pieces, but I do like them top 10, just those 2 alone.
Is there any team that you feel like we should add that maybe should be in this top 10, that we named?
That's a great question. I'm
real quick. I'm gonna throw a team out there and tell me what you think. Portland.
I was thinking Portland. They need 1 more. I still say bring Melo back.
Oh, absolutely.
As much as you can. Portland all because Dame, one of my top favorite point guards.
Yes.
They need another piece, but I do need. You're right. I need Portland in there. And I was like, wherever James Harden may go. If you go to the Sixers, go ahead and put him up in that jump. Facts. If you go to the Nets, you already know how that go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Portland. I do like Portland.
Okay. Yeah, I like. I really like James if he goes to that's what was missing when Jimmy. Obviously, when Jimmy left, they was missing that dog.
Yeah.
But you add. 50 points for James Harden. Ben Simmons doesn't shoot. He'll defend your best perimeter, so James Harden doesn't have to do that.
And you out east. You only got to win 35 games to get in the playoffs. So
facts. That automatically propels you into that top 4 with Brooklyn, with Milwaukee, and with Miami off the break. Sorry, Boston. So. Yeah, so
Yaji Kettis said, "Don't forget the Grizzlies." Oh, I forgot the young boy Ja Morant out there.
Okay, yeah. I just think with the Grizzlies, they're just young right now. They're just young.
They are.
They were they remind me of like Oklahoma City, like
in their first stages. Yeah.
Very talented, but those guys just gotta play more. Ja Morant, this was his rookie year.
Man, right? He's cold though.
Yeah, he's cold. He doesn't play like a rookie, but it's still, it's still his rookie year. He's got a lot. So even LeBron said he's still freaking learning. He's 36.
Yeah.
So, but that in about 2 or 3 years, I would say, Grizzlies are gonna be, in a couple pieces, but I'll agree. Yeah. So people, that is our show. We definitely appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in to us. We definitely appreciate it. Chief, you got anything that you would like to, say to the people real quick?
Yeah, please keep pushing forward, everybody. Though this is a sports episode, we still speak that wisdom. Keep pushing forward. I know it's tough out here right now, especially as people who look like us. But just have history shown we always prevail because of who works inside of us. So continue to keep pushing. Go ahead building that foundation. Me and Rock talk all the time. A pyramid wasn't built in one day. Got to keep putting those bricks of time on there to keep building. So whatever you at right now in life, I know it's getting tough. Keep pushing on through because it's a matter of time that we gonna need that talent. God needs that spirit. God gonna need that talent, gonna need that purpose in about a year or so. So be ready.
Facts. Definitely just echo what you just said, man. Definitely appreciate that. Again, people, it's the dopest podcast in the DMV. Check us out on all major podcast platforms as well as YouTube on our HL podcast. YouTube channel. All right. Please download the Politicking app. Okay. The Politicking app right now on the Roku platform and Apple TV. And please make sure you check out our IG page, the HL Mag, where we have our 5th issue posted up right now. As Chief always says, which is going crazy.
It's going crazy right now.
Yeah, facts. So, people, I'm M Rock. That's Chief. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.